So, quick summary. I didn't have the money and woke up late for our Knoxville OTS. So I didn't get to play, win anyway, just hung out, duel, traded, whatever, So I built this deck. The title did not mislead you, it is UA Heroes. Thought it'd be fun just to, throw the two together and say, fuck it, why not? And surprisingly, it worked hilariously well. It was a very, very strong matches that I had against Shaddoll's. And then various other testing, and it wasn't supposed to be that at all. It's just supposed to be a fun deck that wasn't supposed to be good at all. But it just worked in stupid ways. It's not the most consistent deck, but it opens and plays. It's hard to describe, but it plays fairly well because every monster in the deck is searchable in some way. And once you establish certain fields, it's very rough for your opponents to get over, and I'll explain more about that when I get into it. But I just want to go over the deck real quick. It's not meant to be taken seriously. It's just a fun deck. It's not going to top any big events, but you know that already coming to this channel. But anyway, we'll get into it. For the UA engine, run the 3 midfielder, of course. Just the 2 Mighty Sluggers. Still the best monster. Mighty Slugger's amazing. 2 Perfect Ace. 2 Blockbackers. This thing is amazing, actually. I love this guy. Initially, I didn't think much of the new support in the last set, but this guy just puts in so much work, and his defense is amazing. All around, he's just a really, really good card. 1 Playmaker, I like him a lot too. He's just a big guy. That's it for the UA engine. I went to the 2s on these guys except for him. Putting Mighty Slugger to 2 was a very tough choice, but I built this deck really fast, and I was like, I'll just put it like this, just for room, so I can get everything I want in here. For the hero part, 3 Shadow Mist, of course, the 1 Bubble Man, and 1 Neos Alias. These 2 can be searched off of Shadow Mist, and Shadow Mist is just all around good. It sets up your Dark Hole play. We know that right now. And then last monster is 3 Goblinbergs. I like this better than Summoner Monk, even though this deck runs a heavy amount of spells. You can search this out with Rhoda. Like, everything in this deck is a Rhoda target. All level 4s are Rhoda target anyway. And this gives you access to get Shadow Mist effect to search out Mass Change, and you have your Dark Hall play set up. Spells, the 3 Stadiums. The funny thing about this card is that when you open Dark Law, and if he lives to next turn, and you have Stadium, your Dark Law is going to get big as hell. I noticed this in my match. Dark Law just will keep gaining 500 attack if you have the UA engine as well, and he will get big, and that is a problem for your opponent. A big Dark Law is a very, very big problem. So that was amazing. That was something I didn't even notice until it was happening in the match, and it was incredible. 3 Power Jersey, still the best spell in the deck. 2 Reasonings. Reasoning also had an interesting side effect. I went down to 3. In my UA build, I run 3 of these. I went down to 2, I mean. This had a very unique effect, as in, if my opponent called 5, worrying about Mighty Slugger, Perfect Ace, and I hit Shadow Mist was special summon, and I would search out Mass Change. If they called 4 and I'd hit Shadow Mist, then I would get a search. It was incredible, and it happened a lot in all the testing I did, and it was amazing. The star is really strong as well. Even if your opponent, like if you hit a UA, any UA, and special summon it, it's very strong. 3 Mass Change, of course. Get out Dark Law, or Koga, or Acid. We run the 3. Just 1 Miracle Fusion. We played one of each. This is just for a Shining or App 0 play. 3 Rhoda. All the level 4s are Rhoda targets. Just the one e-call. Because if you open up this, it's a Dark Law. Snatch Deal because it is staple. 3 space. And then the only traps I played were 3 emptiness. This was... At one point I had a field of Dark Law, Perfect Ace, and this. So I could... It was a macro on field. If they searched out anything, Dark Law could banish from their hand. They couldn't special summon, and if they tried to, you know, MST or do anything I didn't want, I could negate with Perfect Ace, and it was just so stupid and hilariously awesome that I had to profile this deck. That's it for main deck. It's 41 card main deck. I usually don't play 41 card decks. I love 40 card decks instead, but I threw this deck together and I didn't worry about the 41st card. And it worked out hilariously well. Like I said, it's not the most consistent, but in itself, it is consistent as well because you can search out everything. Like every card in this, every monster in this deck is searchable in some way through either Rotas, E-Calls, or Stadiums. Every monster is searchable, and if you open the right hands, it can get very, very strong. Extra deck, we have the 2 Dark Laws. I would run 3 if I had a third. I only got 2. 1 Acid, 1 Koga, just for the, because I run Alias and Loveman. Then we got 1 Shining, and 1 App Zero for the Miracle Fusion play. Because top decking Miracle Fusion is still really good. 1 Excalibur, 1 Blade Armor because they're all warriors. And then just a random mishmash of generics. We got the Dark Rebellion, XYZ Dragon, Ragnar Zero, Castel, Heartland Draco, Mist Dweller, Cowboy, and Rhapsody and Berserk. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. It was very interesting playing this deck. It was very fun. If you want a fun deck, try out variants. I'm not saying that this is original. I'm sure someone else has thought of it. I'm not claiming to be, you know, a genius when it comes to deck building. I just threw this together to have fun that day because I wasn't playing in the OTS. And I tried this out in several matches, and it was hilariously awesome. But something that was very strong, I will show real quick, was the most often play I had when I had Dark Law out. I reasoninged into this guy about 3 times in several matches. And this field was so strong. The fact was, they couldn't get over Dark Law because every time they summon a big monster, it'd be by special summoning. He would switch it to defense and negate effects. Like in my Shaddoll matchup, they would go for Construct. I would switch it, and it would just, that would be it. It was so strong. Like Dark Law being defended by the UAs. Like if you have the setup like either Ace or Blockbacker in Dark Law, it was so strong that it was stupid how strong this was, and it shouldn't have been as good as it was because I did not expect these decks to work together in any possible way. The only downside to them working together is the setup is very slow. You either open one or the other, and you have to have a 2-turn setup. That was the only downside that I saw when I played this deck. Outside of the, you know, consistency problems, was the 2-turn setup because you either open Dark Law or you open UA. Like, and either one by themselves is really good, and then you have both of them working together was just incredibly strong. Like, just I don't know. It worked out, and I wanted to deck profile it because I had so much fun playing this deck, and I thought it was really stupid how well it worked out together. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked it. It's just a fun deck. Don't take it too seriously because it's not a mainstream competitive deck. I don't want to stress that enough. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, Jables out.